Hanyu, holding a sharp blade, kneels down in front of Long Haochen under everyone's eyes. Instantly, he draws everyone's attention. The crowd gape at Hanyu, with their mouths wide open. Long Haochen, who's also surprised, rushes forward to help Hanyu up, but Hanyu Long says, "Please take me as a squire knight." His words are firm, filled with determination, striking everyone around numb. Hanyu wants to become Long Haochen's squire knight? Did they mishear? In the eyes of outsiders, Hanyu is a proud and handsome man, who can be considered as the chosen one. With his tameless character, he will never let himself fall behind others, let alone become a subordinate knight. With Hanyu's talent, he is very likely to break the level of the Shanin knight. Will Long Haochen have a subordinate of the Shanin knight? This terrible idea just flashes in the minds of the people. The strong shock sends a chill down their spines, and they couldn't help but gasp. Hanyu, kneeling on the ground, frowns deeply. He doesn't care about the eyes of the people around him. He wants to be the subordinate knight of Long Haochen in an attempt to join the demon hunting group to fight at the front. Now the battle is in an urgent situation, leaving him no time to practice from the bottom soldiers. The only way for Hanyu to join the battle quickly is become Long Haochen's squire knight. Long Haochen has no idea what Xiao Hanyu is up to. He's startled by Hanyu's action. After a short time of consternation, Long Haochen suspects that Hanyu is pressured by his grandfather. Instead of agreeing Hanyu, he helps him up and prepares to meet Hanyu's grandfather, Han Qian. When he comes to the knight's temple, Long Haochen meets the powerful and hale old man. Long Haochen comes straight to the point and says, "No one is born to be a squire knight." In his view, it is extremely unfair for Hanyu to become his squire knight and fight for him. Hearing this, Han Qian shows a non-committal attitude. His deep eyes grow unfocused. He talks about a past event with Long Haochen. When Hanyu was young, the demons suddenly launched a big-scale attack, leaving the human beings no time to react and meet the attack without preparation, thus resulting in great losses. Hanyu's parents also died in the war. When Hanyu saw the cold bodies of his parents, he broke down. He asked his grandpa why he could neither save his family nor stop the coming demons as a knight. The death of his parents deals a blow to Hanyu. Since then, Hanyu has closed himself up and resisted everything outside. The outrageous hatred of the demons makes Hanyu practice crazily in a way that is almost self-abusive. All he wants is avenge his parents. After talking about the past, Han Qian pauses and talks about his own thoughts. He has an ulterior motive in letting Hanyu become Long Haochen's retinue knight. What he values is not only Long Haochen's outstanding talent, but he's also impressed by Long Haochen's active and passionate character. Han Qian hopes that Long Haochen could save Hanyu from endless loneliness, eliminate the anger in the latter's heart, and make him an excellent knight. After that, the powerful old man, regardless of his identity and appearance, kneels down on one knee in front of Long Haochen and says in a deep voice, "The whole Han family will be your help." Long Haochen's going through an inner struggle with his clenched fists trembling. He hates letting others work themselves to the bone for him, but he also vaguely guesses that Hanyu's purpose of becoming his retinue knight might be to go to the battlefield, fight with the demons, and vent his hatred. If he rejects Hanyu, he still can't stop the latter sneaking into the front line on his own given his stubbornness and the great hatred he carries. In this way, Hanyu will be in great danger and will probably die meaninglessly. Finally, Long Haochen sighs deeply. He respectfully helps up the old man with hoary hair and agrees to accept Hanyu as a subordinate knight. Knight Temple, in a remote ceremony hall, where Han Yan, Long Haochen, Hanyu and Yehua are present. The chief knight, Han Qian, personally presides over the ceremony. With the seal in Hanyu's hand, he chants a mantra. A starlight array suddenly appears on the ground, with its pattern flashing gold. Han Qian steps forward and takes a drop of blood from Long Haochen and Hanyu. As long as the blood drops into the array, the relationship between the two will be formed. In the next 5 years, Hanyu will be at Long Haochen's command. And Long Haochen even has the right to end Hanyu's life. With deep eyes, Hanyu has an aura around him, which is awe-inspiring. As long as he can enter the demon hunting group, he has the opportunity to avenge his parents. Dignity is not worth mentioning in his heart. Even if he has to pay his life, he is unregretful. As their blood dripped in, the array burst into a more intense light. Long Haochen only feels a warm current running through his body and reaching deep inside. He vaguely feels that there is a connection between his body and Hanyu. On Hanyu's side, there is a violent reaction from his body. He feels a powerful force of blood, invading all parts of his body. This sacred warmth brings him an indescribable pleasure as if every cell is waking up and reveling. Hanyu clenches his teeth and closes his eyes, allowing the blood to settle in his body and establish contact with him. He can clearly feel that the spirit power of hibernation in the body is constantly activated and overwhelming. With Hanyu's roar, the strong sense of comfort makes him faint. Han Xian is taken aback. As the chief knight, he has witnessed many of the squire knights connecting with their knight. Such a scene is something he has never seen. He lengthens his stride to quickly hold the unconscious Han Yu and send his spiritual power into the body of the latter. After some exploration, Han Xian is stunned. He opens his mouth wide in shock. After a long time, Han Xian moves his stiff neck and his eyes fall on Long Haochen. He says in astonishment, "Your inborn spiritual power is 97? In next second, an eerily silence ensues in the hall. Long Haochen and Han Yen stare at each other, and both could feel the doubts and blankness in the other's eyes. Long Haochen then breaks the silence and says, "How do you know?" His innate spiritual power is 97, which is his secret. He couldn't understand why the chief knight knows it. Hearing Long Haochen's answer, Han Xian confirms his guess. He takes a deep breath, calms down and says with a sigh, "I didn't expect to see the constitution of the Son of Light in my lifetime." When his eyes sat on Long Haochen again, Han Xian takes a closer look at him as if he's looking at a rare treasure. The burning eyes makes Long Haochen feel uncomfortable. Knowing that Long Haochen is confused, he explains that the squire connection ceremony he held just now is special. Once the innate spiritual difference between the master and the subordinate exceeds 30, a mechanism called talent sharing will be activated. In short, it is to elevate the talent of the squire knight to the position between the master and the subordinate. Han Yu's innate spiritual power goes from 63 to 80. He can easily figure out Long Haochen's inborn inner spiritual power. After that, Han Xian shakes his head in a daze. He wanted to find opportunities for his grandson to experience and solve the issue in his mind, but unexpectedly, he found a great opportunity for the latter.